welcome to the Zombie Defense Instructional Tutorial. My name is Jay, and I'm here to teach you how to keep your friends, your family, and yourself safe from the undead. As you know, the impossible has happened, and zombies have started walking the earth. Major metropolitan areas such as our own vibrant Halifax have been completely overrun by ghouls. Many of us have been preparing for this for years, knowing it was never a question of if, but a question of when. In the years leading up to this crisis, zombie awareness was at an all-time high. Ordinary people just like you and me were making zombie plans, preparing their defenses, and making their escape routes, getting ready for this worst-case scenario. But there's no such thing as a perfect defense. All it takes is one weakness in your plan that you hadn't considered, and it could all be over. When it comes down to it, you need to be ready to take on one zombie or several at close quarters. In this video, we're going to have a look at some bad situations you might find yourself in and figure out how to maximize your chances of survival. First, we'll cover a basic one-on-one encounter. This will assume that you're standing, that you're aware of the zombie, that you're unarmed, and that you have full use of your arms and legs. Your first defense should be to try and get away from the zombie. Even the most prepared and able person can make a mistake, and in situations such as these, mistakes are almost always deadly. One bite from a zombie, even if it leaves only a scratch, is fatal. However, if you can't get away from the zombie or for whatever reason don't want to, you need to know how to defend yourself from an attack. My friend Dave here is going to help me demonstrate some useful maneuvers. The first thing to remember is not to panic. You need to keep your head if you're going to have a hope of defending yourself. Remember, you're faster and smarter than your opponent, so you have the advantage. First, grab your opponent's wrist with your opposite hand. Guide it past you and be careful that it can't reach you with its teeth or other hand. Second, seize the back of its head or neck so it can't try to bite you. Once you've done this, you have control of the zombie and you can force it to go where you want it to go, such as over a cliff or into some sort of pit. This can also be solved in a different way. By pushing the zombie over your leg, you can force it to become face down and prone. Make sure you have your balance first so you don't end up falling with it. Once in this position, you can either run or stomp on its head. The next situation is both trickier and much riskier. You never want to be within reach of a zombie, but everyone lets their guard down once in a while, and sometimes the worst can happen. When a zombie gets a hold of you, a split-second reaction is needed. First, bring your hand straight up under its chin. Push its head away from you so it can't bite. Get your free arm above the zombie's, then drop your elbow down to break the hold. Once the zombie has let go, grab its wrist so it can't grab you again. Break the zombie's leg with a strong stomping kick, and be careful to keep your balance. For obvious reasons, it is very important that you stay on your feet and in control. Once the zombie starts to fall, guide it so it doesn't drag you down with it. Once you have it pinned, you can let go of its chin and attend to the hand that still has it. Grab its wrist and twist until it lets go. Once you've done this, you are in control. If you trip while running away from a zombie, or are on the ground for any reason when one finds you, you might not have time to stand up before it gets to you. Here are some pointers on how to keep a zombie at bay long enough to get back on your feet. If it approaches from the front, all you have to do is shove it away with your feet when it leans in. This may be difficult for larger or heavier zombies, but with proper leverage, it should be possible against almost anyone. If it approaches from the back, your first action should be to establish control. Do this by grabbing its wrists as it reaches for you. Pull it onto its side, as far away from you as possible. Roll away to create some distance between you before getting back to your feet. We all get caught off guard sometimes, and some zombies are harder to spot than others. If a zombie has lost the use of its legs, it will still try to use its arms to crawl towards you. These zombies can be the most dangerous, since they can come from under cars and other hiding places, and get you when you least expect it. The first step is to try to kill the zombie. A strong kick to the head might do the trick if the skull has been damaged or weakened. If not, it will at least stun it for a moment. Follow this up by stepping on the zombie's wrist. This will make it easier to pull your leg out of its grip. As soon as you're free, put some distance between you and it. These are just a few basic solutions to a few basic situations. Obviously, the circumstances may not always allow for these countermeasures. No matter how much training and practice you get, you must always be ready to adapt to the situation at hand. Until then, practice these maneuvers with a friend, and maybe even come up with some of your own. I'm Jay, this is Dave, and we'll see you in the next installment of the Zombie Defense. Shit. Oh, shit. Go.
Don't leave it! Leave it!